On this week's episode of BJ in the Morning, we're talking about Fantastic Four First Steps. Is it fantastic? We'll find out. Let's go. Welcome to BJ in the Morning, your favorite dirty name podcast with even dirtier takes on movies, TV, and pop culture. I'm Juan.
And I'm Brendan.
And I remembered...
Have you been practicing?
I remembered the catchphrase
Have you
today.
been practicing?
It's all off the top.
All off the top?
I mean, not that part, because we wrote that part,
Yeah.
and I forgot.
Yeah.
Right? But the intro...
Mm-hmm.
Off the top.
We do the
I
intro.
freestyled.
Yeah, we never write the before the theme song bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like, we're recording now.
Oh, shoot. What are we doing? Oh, sometimes we got to do like 4 or 5 or 6, 7 times.
Sometimes.
But we're back at it again with another movie review for you.
Bless you.
Sorry, I didn't cover my mouth. That was
Right?
freaking disgusting. Sorry.
Wow.
Sorry.
I'm still going to bleep those ones out. Are you good?
Yeah,
Do you need a lozenge?
I'm fine.
All right, yeah, today we are going to be discussing Fantastic Four First Steps. Marvel's, I don't know, revival piece, basically, right?
Yeah.
That's what they were going for.
So, before we get into that, I want to talk about briefly the old Fantastic Four movies, and we got Fantastic Four in 2005. To me, one of my favorite Fantastic Four movies ever, but it's like what we got at the time.
Yeah.
And it was the best as far as what we've gotten. Then the second one came out in 2007?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it was Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Yeah. I thought it was still good. I thought it was cool to see the Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
But then, 10 years later, they decide to make another one. And why did they decide to make another one?
To keep the rights.
To keep the rights. Fox, you greedy sons of bees. You just wanted to keep the rights, so you wrote a movie and threw it out there.
Yeah, and they had like a really solid director, the director of the movie Chronicle. He was coming to direct this, and he had this really awesome idea to make it more like a horror-esque, like thriller, basically. And his ideas, I think, were really smart and really not at all what we got, because apparently the studio had its little grubby fingers all inside that script, all inside the movie. That's why there's shots of Sue Storm in one spot, and then in the next one she's got a wig on, because they had to do so many reshoots of this movie. The Thing not wearing pants the whole time, kind of weird.
Why do you need pants?
Because it's in the comics. But you had a stellar cast in that movie, and honestly, the studio's interference and like messing around with the story before, during, and after is not at all what the director wanted. It made him look really bad, honestly, because he's coming off of such a great superhero movie with Chronicle. I can't talk about that movie enough because it was really awesome. But then this movie kind of tanked him. He's not around anymore. So
this was an idea for Bad Movie Summer, maybe coming soon, maybe. But I just want to say my biggest issue with this movie
with Fan Four Stick. First was making the A in Fantastic a 4. That was the first issue.
First issue. Second issue, the cast was great. Miles Teller, amazing actor.
Right out of Whiplash.
Michael B. Jordan, amazing actor.
Out of a bunch of things at the time.
Can't recall the other two. We don't have to get into it. I felt like they were too young.
I could
too
see what
young
you're
for the
saying.
characters of the Fantastic Four.
I could see that.
Except for Johnny Storm, obviously he is a young character,
Yeah.
but they were young. They were, I don't know, I guess a little too ambitious and like kind of like reckless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's just not, in my head, not the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and I didn't finish this movie.
Which you have to if we're going to do Bad Movie Summer.
Let us know in the comments if we should review Fan Four Stick.
Let us know and let it snow.
Yeah, that's still an ongoing gag here, the Let It Snow.
But
But
now we can talk about Fantastic Four First Steps.
we can talk about it.
And I keep wanting to say Last Steps, but it's not Last Steps.
Yeah, it's not Last Steps.
It's First Steps.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan,
Juan?
you have another letterboxed review
Yes.
of Fantastic Four First Steps?
I do. And again, we left the theater. I sat in my car and wrote this review.
Okay.
This one is much longer than Superman.
Uh-huh.
So bear with me. Also, if you want to follow me on Letterboxd, it's at Daily Bugle Intern.
Daily Bugle Intern.
It's a picture of me and Kevin Smith as my profile, so just look out for that.
Sweet.
So yeah, here's my review, and then you'll give your review, and then we'll discuss.
Well, I didn't write one, but
you'll give. We have not, since we saw the movie, we have not talked about it.
yeah, I feel like it's not on purpose, but like we both know we're on the same like wavelengths.
I think so.
I just look at you, and you look at me, and then we're just like,
Because I have more I want to say based on my review, because there's more that I've thought about since. I did update my review this morning after sleeping on the movie.
you slept on it?
I slept on it.
Very nice.
Like I put the poster on the bed.
Right, and you
laid
slept
down.
on top of it.
Yeah. But my review on Letterboxd is as follows. I don't know if I have too much to say or not enough to say after watching this movie. My expectations were set to medium at best with the slew of Marvel TV and movies over the last few years, and this movie surprised me on many levels. This movie is at its finest when it's a family movie dealing with family matters and letting the cast shine with excellent chemistry and clear understanding of the characters they are playing. Pascal is Reed Richards, and I truly believe he is too smart for his own good. Quinn plays a solid Johnny Storm, and Bachrach is lovable and feels like a human underneath his rocky exterior. Kirby plays a distressed mother, wife, and sister very well. However, she is most vulnerable and fully realized of the film, dealing with a trolley problem in a massive scale. Again, I'm not giving spoilers to the best of my ability. The villains felt the most Marvel of villains, but I think having Shia LaBeouf added to the ferocity of Galactus. I think without Shia LaBeouf, Galactus wouldn't have been as terrifying. And Galactus was towering and frightening and powerful even from his throne. The movie shines in its family dynamics, speeding through the origins of the group and having a world that felt lived in and loved by all of the heroes. The color, tone, and atmosphere of the film works on Earth, but hits most of its Marvel look while in the space sequences, which felt like they didn't belong in the futuristic wonder of the rest of the film. A lot of it works and some of it doesn't. It's fast-paced, tries to be witty, and hits a few emotional levels, all backed by pun intended, a fantastic score.
Fantastic. What'd you rate it?
4 out of 5 stars.
4 out of 5 stars.
4 for Fantastic Four
4 out of 5 BJs.
in the theater.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have more I would like to add, but I did feel like my review was getting a bit long on Letterboxd. So.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So let me say this. As far as Marvel movies go, I loved it. I definitely will put it in my top 5.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's going to come out of your top 5?
I think
I don't even know if I know your top 5 Marvel movies.
we've talked about it in the past, but not with
been
like
like 2
more
years.
recent, recent movies. I want to say, Avengers Endgame. in the number one spot. And that's like very, very like, I kind of, let me just say Infinity War and Endgame will be tied for number one spot for me.
Okay.
I don't know how to differentiate the two, and I don't want to put, Infinity War above or below other movies. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
I guess.
Number 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Oh.
Let's say number 3 will be Fantastic Four. Number 4, Winter Soldier. Mm-hmm. Number 5, I might have to go Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. I would not put this movie in my top 5 Marvel movies. No. I did enjoy it.
So the reason why it hits so hard for me is because I like that they're straying away from changing too much. Mm-hmm. Just like we talked about with Superman. Mm-hmm. They're not changing too much from the story. They're not changing too much from the characters. We got classic suits. We got classic Galactus. He's not just a big giant cloud.
Yeah.
And it was very, very fun to watch. I enjoyed watching this movie from the moment it started. Mm-hmm. My issue with this movie, though, is the tone stayed exactly the same throughout the whole movie. Mm-hmm. Except for when they're on Galactus's ship.
Okay.
In space. I feel like that's the only time the tone changed. I felt like maybe they should have changed the tone, brought it down a notch, made it a little darker when Galactus got to Earth, because he didn't. I mean, sure, he's a big giant alien planet eating monster, mm-hmm. and he comes to Earth, but I didn't feel like he was a threat.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I felt like they could have changed it up a little bit and made it more like there was more on the line. Mm-hmm. Which
on the line.
And there was a lot on the line.
Right.
Considering why he was coming to Earth.
Yeah, that's where I made the trolley problem. Like them having to decide between two evils, basically, right?
So there was a lot on the line, but it didn't feel like it.
Yeah. I can weigh in on that too a little bit, because it still felt like I think I understand why you felt like that. Mm-hmm. And my reasoning for it is definitely going to get into spoiler, like, heavy stuff. Mm-hmm. So maybe we should take a quick break, and when we come back from the break, we'll talk more in depth, and it will be spoiler filled. So it'll be gloves are coming off, spoilers for this movie. If you haven't seen it, listen to the ad, because it's us talking about Tucson Comic Con,
and it's fun.
And then take off, dude. Go find another episode until you watch the movie, and then come back.
Yeah.
And finish the episode.
Spoiler field after this next break.
Tucson Comic Con 2025 is this August 29th through the 31st at the Tucson Convention Center.
Walk the convention floor, visit the vendor hall, cosplay with your friends, and even meet the Ninja Turtles?
Yeah, the Ninja Turtles. And you can meet some comic book artists and creators like Kevin Eastman, James O'Barr, and Tim Seeley.
Or meet some heroes of the screen like Ken Foree, Sergeant Slaughter, and Steve Cardenas, the Red Ranger? The Red Ranger?
And you can meet influencers from all over the internet, like us. Because apparently we're considered influencers now.
So head on over to TucsonComic-Con.com or to the Tucson Comic-Con Instagram page to get your passes now.
And kids 8 and under are free. Tucson Comic-Con. Say it. Say it with me.
Tucson Comic-Con.
Like it's a secret.
Tucson Comic-Con.
Now like you just found out that your dad is Superman.
Tucson Comic-Con?
Now, like you're a villain giving your monologue.
Tucson Comic-Con.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, like someone rear-ended you in a parking lot, but there's not any damage, but you still need to exchange information.
Tucson Comic-Con. And we're back.
Thank you so much for listening to that ad. Let's get into spoilers of this movie a little bit. So you were talking about how you didn't feel like there were stakes. Like Galactus...
Well, let me rephrase. There were stakes.
Right.
There were big stakes at hand.
Mm-hmm.
AKA, they had to either give up their child or give up the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Then they started using their son as bait.
Right.
Crazy, but it's the only way.
The only way.
So those are huge stakes.
Yeah.
Especially, well, they don't know this yet, but Galactus knows. He is a ultimately powerful cosmic
He's a Nexus being. Right?
being. Yeah.
Like Scarlet Witch, but more powerful.
Yes,
Right.
way more powerful.
Yeah.
So, with those stakes on the line, the tone, like I said, didn't change. It was still colorful and happy and quirky, and it was like I didn't feel like Galactus was a threat when he came to Earth, which obviously he is.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, continue with.
Let me chime in here. I get what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I think the part that you mentioned where they go to Galactus' ship and the tone changes was the first time the movie felt like a Marvel movie, because it looked like every other Marvel movie, right? It was the same ship, the same space. The only thing they changed was how they jump through space. And I even looked at you and said, I like that better than what they do in the MCU or like other MCU movies, right? I think the space jumping part and like the light speed travel was really sick. And it's different from what we get from like Guardians and all that stuff, because this was developed on Earth, whereas their travel not developed on Earth, right? But you could have thrown the Galactus scene into, like on his ship, into any of the Guardians movies, and it would have felt like it belonged. The rest of the movie does not feel like a Marvel movie, like with its tone, with its atmosphere, and with how the city looks and feels. It's colorful, it's bright, like the comics, right? You have all 4 of these characters who are just people who were given extraordinary powers. Reed is the smartest human being on that planet. And he can't function like a normal human being because of it. Then you have Sue, just found out she's going to be a mom. That's shocking. That's scary. She's the first pregnant lady in space, the first one to give birth in space that they know about, right?
Yeah.
And then Johnny's Johnny. Like, I think he does an okay job. Not as cocky, I think, as like Chris Evans played him back in the day.
Yeah.
And again, I didn't watch Fan 4 Stick all the way, so I don't know how he is in that one, but I feel like probably similar vibes. But yeah, not as cocky so much as confident, overly confident at some parts. And then Ben, I feel like he was just kind of living his day, like not really. I don't want to say he wasn't necessary, because he's necessary, because he needed to be there, but it was like he was just playing like the fun uncle the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, I got off track a little bit, but the 4 of them are the smartest group of people who created the Future Foundation, and they go to space and they do all this stuff. And the Earth believes in them, right? The people of Earth believe in them and know that they've protected them time and time and time again. And the first time that they don't, that's when I thought the tone shifted. And that's when I think Vanessa Kirby really kind of started selling the movie to me. Her stress and the way that she handled that situation of everyone on Earth just changed their attitude towards us because I won't give up my kid. And the entire time I was thinking, like, if I was anyone who had to make that choice, I would struggle to make that choice too.
Yeah.
But I think her arc in this, like, she went from, like, where I felt she didn't need to be in the movie to, oh God, she is gonna sacrifice herself for this kid. Which ends up happening. But let me circle back to when you said the steaks just felt not as steaky. Like they weren't fully cooked, you know?
Right.
Or maybe, you know,
they were a nice
rare.
super rare steak.
I think it felt that way because we know that this is not the Earth that everything else happens on.
So when we get to the end of the movie, and Galactus, they have their plan. They have the portal open. They're pushing Galactus into this portal
to send him to the other side of the universe.
It was very predictable. Very predictable. And like I said, this movie is in my top 5 because it is very comic book.
It's like really close to the source material.
Yeah. And that's what I love about it. But the movie is predictable. Of course, we knew Reed Richards was going to jump in at the last minute and stretch and grab his son, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all knew that was going to happen. We knew the Thing was going to do some clobbering time on his legs.
But we didn't know that he was going to have a beard. I mean, we knew from the trailers. But, like, we didn't know why.
Yeah, I thought that was strange because, like, in the past, he's had a beard, but that's, like, through thousands of years passing by.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to do something, like, really cool, like I heard from New Rock Stars that, you know, like, maybe he gets sucked into that black hole for a second.
But to him, it's forever.
Yeah, and then he comes back and he has a beard. That would have been cool.
I think my thing with a lot of the gags in this movie is that they tried a little too hard. There was no big laughs in this movie from anyone in the theater that we were at.
Yeah.
You and I kind of chuckled a few times, and I think we laughed the hardest at what's his face? I don't remember the actor's name who plays Mole Man. You know what I'm talking about? We laughed the hardest at him. Like he was the funniest character in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot of the other jokes were between the four, mostly Ben and Johnny kind of jabbing at each other, and they were just,
yeah. Well,
that was funny.
A lot of the stuff was stuff that we saw already in the trailer too. They really revealed a lot without revealing a lot.
Yeah, because I think most of the trailer stuff, I was waiting for the moment where I said, "Oh, we haven't seen this." You know, like, or that was the last thing we saw in the trailer. But the trailers spanned the whole movie, but never made it look like it was the whole movie.
Yeah.
So I think that's a win on trailers, but I still think they showed too much. I didn't need to know in the trailer before the movie that Galactus wanted the baby. Even though I knew that because it's canon, I didn't want to know it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
did they reveal that in the movie?
In the last trailer they put out.
I don't think I saw that.
I shouldn't have.
But yeah, so moving forward, I think it would have been better for the Fantastic Four to lose. To lose their Earth.
Which I thought was going to happen.
Why did they come to Earth at the end of... Or why did they come to Earth 616 at the end of Thunderbolts? We don't know.
Because I haven't seen that movie yet.
Yeah, but it was a post-credit scene for the Thunderbolts.
I didn't know that.
Oh, sorry. Spoilers. But yeah, why did they come to Earth? Why were they there? So, I thought, like, if they lost Galactus, they're like, fine, you don't want to give me your baby? I'm going to eat your Earth. And he eats the Earth.
I thought...
And they teleport themselves.
Yeah. So their whole mission to stop Thanos. Galactus, to stop him was to teleport the Earth. And I think as soon as they made that plan, you and I were like, this is it. This is how it's going to happen, right? Something's going to merge. It's going to cause the whole thing to collide. And then we get the X-Men. And then we get this. And and then immediately, nope. Done. That plan's not working anymore. We got to make a different plan. So I think keeping this movie contained to just their Earth and their problems and their family drama works for the movie, but it doesn't work for whatever they're trying to set up as of right now, right? Because we don't know what's next. We don't know how it's going to connect yet.
Yeah, I have a theory, and it revolves around the mid-credit scene.
Okay. So we're gonna talk about the mid-credit scene right now. We're already in spoiler territory, so if anyone's listening and they haven't seen the movie and they plan on it, it's already been ruined.
Right.
Guess what? The Fantastic Four win.
They win.
There are some stuff we left out, though, or there are some stuff. There is some stuff we left out that's kind of important, but not really. We don't need to touch on the fact that we had another Twilight baby situation on our hands. Because that baby sometimes looked just like the baby from Twilight.
No, dude.
The CG,
not
it's the
that
same vibe,
bad.
but it's the same vibe.
Twilight baby is far worse.
But it's the same vibe. That baby
That
baby had way too much expression for a month old. You know what I mean?
You can't compare Baby Franklin to Renesmee.
Renesmee. That's the next clip. Renesmee.
Oh, jeez.
But I guarantee I'm not the only one who thought that.
Yeah.
There were some parts, though, that baby was terrifying to look at because of the CG.
But he's also understandably.
That's what you said. The smartest and most brightest and
smartest being in the universe.
And even at that age, right? Because the whole thing with Franklin is in Secret Wars, right? It happens where he saves everything, but pretends that he loses his powers because the people of Earth are like, we hate this kid.
Yeah.
Because he's too powerful. So he pretends to lose his powers even though he still has them. Like, as a child, he knows that that's the only way to do it all. So that's barely skimming the surface on Franklin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
scary baby.
Was there anything else that we should talk about before we get into the mid-credit scene?
Can we talk about Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of people online who are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they cast a woman to play the Silver Surfer. This is an outrage. Shia LaBeouf
she's a real comic book character. Yep.
And I think differentiating from the original Silver Surfer movie to this one was necessary. I don't remember the actress's name who plays her, unfortunately. But I think she nails it.
Julia Gardner?
That sounds right.
Sounds right.
I'm not going to say it just in case it's not right, and then you're the only one who's wrong. It sounds pretty close. But anyways, I think she does a great job, and I think the arc... not the arc per se, but the chemistry between her and Johnny starts out really, really weak. But as soon as Julia Gardner, as soon as he learned her language and then gets that whole backstory, it doesn't feel like it was forced. But I like that we were able to see Johnny be smart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we got that with the OGs.
No, I don't think so.
Not in this scale, at least, right? So, But also her...
maybe not smart, but passionate.
yeah.
You can be good at anything if you're passionate enough. And he was very passionate about these records and the transmissions for who knows how long.
Right.
And, you know, every time Reed gets a new transmission, Johnny takes it. He's obsessed with space.
Yeah.
He was yearning to go back.
Yearning for the space.
Yearning for the space. And it's understandable that, like, he was very good at... I don't want to say he's not smart. Because he's obviously
he's
smart,
a scientist, yeah.
and one of the greatest scientists in the world at that time. Or in that Earth, at least.
Was it 828?
828, I believe it was.
Because it was like the birthday of the artist and creator.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But he is smart, but he was also very passionate.
And cocky.
And
And overly confident.
And, yeah.
And wanted to bone the Silver Surfer.
Oh, yeah.
Which made some funny jokes between him and Ben.
Yeah. And with Shala Ball coming in and killing it. I love everything about this new Silver Surfer.
And she got to actually surf.
The way she surfed on the freaking gas clouds in the freaking space.
It was honestly really sick.
Amazing.
Those visuals were insane. And even on, like, there were multiple shots where she was actually surfing. Like, and it was so cool.
I think people underestimate the power of the Silver Surfer.
Right.
This lady went through a black hole and came back.
Yeah. And destroyed points all across the entire Earth in less than 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I like that we understand that the Silver Surfer is not like a race or a species or anything like that. It's a job. Right?
Yeah.
She had to sacrifice herself
to save
her planet by becoming the Herald of Galactus.
And which happens multiple times.
And that's why there's multiple. That's why there's a guy one. I don't remember his name.
I don't remember at this time.
Shalabal.
But I like the fact that we got Shalabal. And I really am hoping for this to open up a window to see the other Silver Surfer in the future. Maybe Secret Wars, maybe Doomsday.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because the Silver Surfer that I know, and like I said, I don't remember his name either, but he's more heroic. He's more rebellious. Yeah, he's not really a hero, but he's also not all for Galactus.
Norn Rad?
Norn Rad.
Is that it?
That's Rod, dude. That's Rod.
Yeah, Norrin Rad.
But yeah, like later on, he becomes more of like an anti-hero rather than just the Herald of Galactus.
And it's the same story, right? Like he sacrificed himself to save his planet by becoming the Herald of Galactus. So my thing is, this is an alternate universe. And we had the one line that's also in the trailers that Reed says, yeah, and that's why I can prove that there's alternate universes. The one line, it's the only time it happens. We thought it was going to happen more than that. But we all know that his kid is probably going to smash universes together to stop Secret Wars from happening, right? Like, if they're going that true to the comics. But that means there's another Galactus out there. That means there's room for another Silver Surfer out there. In Earth, what's the R's? I don't even know.
616.
616.
616.
There was also 8.000089753.
19999999999.
But yeah, so there's so many different dimensions, but I don't know. Something big is happening, right? And there was a lot of Marvel news recently, so we have time to wait.
Mm-hmm.
We have to wait. This is the only movie from Marvel coming out this year.
Yeah.
Until next year when we get
Spider-Man.
And
Doomsday.
Which, going backwards now, the mid-credit scene. You could clearly tell that this was directed by the Russo brothers.
This specific scene.
This scene, the mid-credit scene was specifically, you could tell just by their direction, their camera work, all that kind of stuff. Well, it's very them.
Let's explain it first.
Okay.
And then get into our thoughts.
Okay.
It's 4 years later.
Big jump.
Big jump. Franklin is a little boy. He's obviously 4 years old. Maybe about almost 5 ish, depending on how old he was.
I mean, if it was 4 years from then, he'd be 4 in a month.
Right.
Sorry, I'm just paid attention to the math.
Sue Storm is being a mom.
Yeah, reading stories.
Great. It's just great to see, how, they've come a long way, and he's 4 years old now, and he's healthy, and he's happy, and he is healthy. Mm-hmm. She gets up, she's like, hey, Kirby, where is, Herbie, where is, Franklin's favorite book? And he pulls out, like, this freaking, I can't recall the actual book, but it was like a history book.
A science, like physics. It was physics. Yeah,
physics
something
book,
like that. And a thick one.
Showing that his brain is already developing into one of the smartest minds ever.
I mean, being the kid of 2 of the smartest people on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, no, not that one. Not today. We read that yesterday. And she grabs another book. And she walks over, and then you see her immediately, like, pull up her little force field hand. And she looks around the corner of, like, the mantle, and it is her son looking up at a hooded figure, Dr. Doom.
And he's kneeling down.
Holding his mask, which... The mask, in my opinion, is too shiny.
He's new, though.
I get it. And it may not be the Doctor Doom we're going to get. It may be their version of the Doctor Doom. Maybe not. I don't know. It was very vague. It was very quick.
I have so many questions. Like, why would he take his mask off to talk to this kid?
Uh-huh.
Why is he talking to a kid? Uh-huh. I mean, I get it. He's going to be the most powerful being on the universe, and Doom needs him to help with Secret Wars.
Uh-huh.
Right? But there were hints to Doom throughout the movie. A couple times we saw, like, the Laverian flag, and the seat was empty in the UN, or version of the UN that they had, right? So we knew there was hints, and Doom has always been, like, a main Fantastic Four villain.
Yep.
And they didn't reference anything at all about him until that post-credit scene.
Well, like, they've never encountered him at this point yet.
Right. Which is strange, because all the other movies make them and him besties turned enemies.
Yeah.
So...
Well, even in the comics.
So it's different so far. But what if they don't know it's him? You know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot of questions. The fact,
and maybe they didn't get RDJ.
I looked at you and said, there's no way that's RDJ.
There's no way.
Like, at least in the scene.
So his face is hidden.
Yeah, we don't see his face at all.
The hood's up. He's holding the mask. It was a good reveal, but it felt very underwhelming.
Yeah.
Very underwhelming, especially with him, like, kneeling down with his back to the camera, and it's just his mask.
I thought we were going to get him stand and then turn, and it cuts away back to Sue, and, like, maybe he goes, like, hello, Sue, or something like that, you know? Like, to give us that little, like, they do know each other.
Or even just him walking into, like, a door frame or something. Like
some movement, like, not a dummy.
Yeah, it was very underwhelming.
Yeah.
Like I said, the mask, in my opinion, is too shiny. I think the Doctor Doom mask needs to be in my head. Like a gunmetal, like
scratched up, weathered.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a better mask than the crash test dummy from Fan 4 Stick.
Sure. And also better than the one in the original.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And then we don't really need to talk about the post-credit scene because it didn't really matter that much. It was fun.
Yeah.
But it's just an animated, like, cartoon opening for the cartoon that's in the movie of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Whatever cartoon was made based on them.
Whatever intro that is. Yeah.
It was fun. It showed a couple villains that they mentioned and showed glimpses of earlier on in the movie, but it's definitely looks like a Scooby-Doo knockoff. So
yeah.
But yeah, I like
Scooby-Doo. Where are you?
No, we'll get sued. But let's go ahead and wrap this thing up.
I didn't say what my theory was.
What was your theory?
I think it might be pretty obvious that maybe Dr. Doom succeeds, takes the child, and then the Fantastic Four are chasing after their son, end up, Thunderbolts.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
That's my theory.
I haven't watched it yet.
Well, now you know.
That's my fault. But yeah, let's wrap this thing up. Fantastic Four, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. What are you ranking it? What are you giving it?
I'd give it a 4 as well.
Yeah.
Not the best movie I've ever seen, and because they came out so close together, it's hard to not compare it to Superman.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like Superman more.
Yeah, and I think you were more hyped for Superman too. So
sure.
And I was more hyped for this one.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said earlier on, I think the movie works when it works, and it doesn't work a couple times. But it didn't make me not like the movie. I had fun. But like you said, it felt really small scale, which might be what we kind of need right now, just since every other Marvel movie has been the world is ending and I'm the only one who can stop it. But also, there's 4 people in this movie who have superpowers. Most of those other movies have 1 dude.
Yeah.
So the stakes should have been a little higher. I feel like it should have got messier.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to applaud them for briefly giving us an origin story without giving us the same crap that we've had 3 other times, right?
Yeah.
I have to applaud them for their choice of tone and color and like the atmosphere and the setting of the movie. Some of the jokes don't hit as hard as they think they were going to.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't hurt either. They're not flops. They're just like, huh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like the movie. It's probably my top 10, but definitely not top 5.
I like I said, top 5 because it's finally a Fantastic Four movie that's true to the source material. In your opinion, what should I replace it with, if not in the top 5?
So what, you want my top 5?
No, but like, what would you replace that one?
That would be the easiest way for you to understand why it's not in my top 5.
Sure.
Because my number 1 is Endgame, and then Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
They're not interchangeable. I think Endgame hits harder.
Okay.
3 is Homecoming.
Okay.
4, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 is Thor Ragnarok.
Okay.
And I don't think it hits more than any of those movies. For me. You didn't have a Spider-Man movie on there?
No.
And number 6 for me is No Way Home. So, like, this movie does not beat No Way Home. Ragnarok is funny throughout, and it is the right amount of comedy for a Thor movie. Mm-hmm. Right? We talked Love and Thunder pushed too far. Mm-hmm. Right? Guardians 1. How did they get us to fall in love with characters we had no idea about, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did it. They nailed it. James Gunn nailed it. Homecoming felt like a Spider-Man movie. Like, we had Spider-Man, we had Peter Parker. It was great. I guarantee if they pull it off, the next Spider-Man movie will replace Homecoming on my list.
Yeah. So my thoughts about Spider-Man and it stems from the fact that they created that story for Spider-Man, for the movies, for the Marvel Cinematic movies. I love the movies, don't get me wrong. I would have loved to have seen more. That's why we watch these comic book movies, is to see the stories that we love, but we don't need the reboots and the origins all the time, like we've talked about in the past. But I do want to see classic Spider-Man villains. I do want to see. I don't want to see just Shocker with just freaking gauntlets.
But
you know.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, to an extent. But I think, A, we're not talking about Spider-Man movies right now. And B, we're gonna
I'm just explaining why.
I'm
hoping that the next Spider-Man movie, because he's going back
to the street
level Spider-Man.
So good.
Please, yes, give it to me.
I don't want Tony Stark level bad guys. The Vulture works perfectly fine in this because the Vulture is a dumb character. So making him use this tech to steal stuff, great. Anyways, we're not talking about Spider-Man, man. But I hope we get a Human Torch and Spider-Man team up in the next movie, because it's kind of been teased.
That would be fun.
It's kind of been teased.
That would be very fun, especially with Joseph Quinn.
Yeah.
As the Human Torch.
And they both had talked about it, and apparently we're getting some Daredevil crossover into Spider-Man.
And Punisher.
Well, we already know he's in there. So they confirmed that John Bernthal's in it.
Right.
Again, this is not a Spider-Man episode, so let's wrap this thing up, dude. If you haven't already, leave a comment wherever you're listening. Most of the platforms have comments on them now. You can be like our good friend over on Spotify who keeps leaving comments, Music Lopez.
Shout out
to 2 episodes ago with the Superman review, saying thumbs up on the intro song. Yeah, we know. It's great, huh? We love it. And then also on the last one, they said, bring us Spawn. And I replied with, you notice that Juan's name rhymes with Spawn?
Spawn, Sean,
Juan. Maybe he just thought it was his name when he was a kid. That's what I responded with. But shout out to Music Lopez. Thanks for all the comments. Got a few comments over on YouTube, but not enough. So go shout us out. Drop some comments. Talk to us. Let us know what you thought about this movie. And if we should review Fan 4 Stick.
Bad Movie Summer.
On Bad Movie Summer.
Yeah.
Make sure you're leaving likes, comments, and subscribing wherever you're listening. Leave some reviews. Help us grow. Let us get out to more people. 5-star reviews push us out amongst the top ranking movie podcasts out there. We want to be up there.
Yeah.
And then follow us on Instagram and TikTok at
BJ_.
Or on YouTube, where you can like, subscribe, comment at
BJ in the Morning Podcast.
And that's it this week. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of BJ in the Morning. I'm Brendan.
And I'm Juan.
And we'll
talk to you next time.